Che Guevara shirt. Give it to the Che Guevara guy.
So,
Yeah, Che Guevara, the genocidal anti-gay revolutionary from Central and South America that he wears proudly on his shirt. Could you imagine if I wore a genocidal anti-gay figure on my... Oh, I'd be wearing a Che Guevara shirt. Go ahead, please.
All right. Well, first off, I don't think most of that is true. Anyway, but moving on, we'll just ignore that point for now. Have you ever...
We can't hear you.
No, you're going to have to start from the beginning and slow down.
Sorry, I said I don't think most of that is true, so...
Che Guevara was unbelievably anti-gay. In fact, he executed homosexuals time and time again. So that's a nice role model for you, but please go ahead.
I've not seen any evidence of that, but anyway, let's just move on. Have you ever considered how most corporations in America are structured essentially like private dictatorships, and most employees do not have any democratic control over their own workplaces? And do you think maybe that's part of the issue? Also, have you thought about how capitalism essentially abolishes private property for 90% of the population, and the fact that most people are not given free land as a birthright is a big part of the problem?
Okay, no. But so let's break this down. So I'm guessing you come from a more Marxist theory of value, labor, where you want the workers to own the means of production, right?
Right.
Okay. Are you aware that over 1 million employees in America right now are part of what's called voluntary employee stock exchange programs, where they actually do own the means of production? For example, Publix grocery store, which is the best grocery store in the state of Florida, is all employee owned. So actually in a market, you have the voluntary means to be able to have your employees own, quote unquote, the means of production without ever having to fire a shot. That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah. Have you ever heard of the Mondragon Corporation in Spain?
Oh yeah, I've heard of it, yes. And they're also widely inefficient and doesn't work very well. But if someone wants to form that sort of corporation here in America, they can. That's what's so beautiful about a free market. If you want to have what's called an ESOP, if you file under federal tax code, an employee stock essentially exchange program, you can. If you want to have an LLC, an S Corp, a C Corp, you want to be the only person in your company, you can. What matters is what kind of value are you creating? And here's the big thing, is that just because someone gets rich doesn't mean someone gets poor. When someone works for somebody else, they're getting a wage, they're getting an opportunity. They're being able to get their kids through college, put food on the table. Where we disagree the most with the Marxist left is that the Marxists come after this and they will say, it is inherently exploitation if someone is gaining wealth. That is wrong. That is fundamentally wrong. If you buy a product, not only did someone have to make the product, but they have a job, they have a wage, they're able to provide for themselves. But if your product isn't good, people are not going to buy it. If your product is worthless, people are not going to keep on buying it time and time again. That is why things get better over time. Capitalism does 3 things. Makes prices go down, quality go up, and more people that have more stuff. That is why the poorest people in America are the richest people in the world.
How do you, what about like people who don't have any money? If you use money to determine people's wants and needs, then essentially people who don't have any money are going to be left out.
This is,
it's like when money is speech.
What do you mean, how do you account people with no money? This is America. If you have no money, you can work hard and you will be awarded for that. I started with absolutely nothing in my life. So I'm the person you're looking for. I'm the person you're looking for. I started my life $150,000 in debt, came from a two-parent home. Apparently, my parents divorced. They couldn't give me any money. I was out on my own since I was 16 years old. I'm doing pretty well right now. You want to know what I did? I didn't turn to the government. I didn't cry. I didn't say white man bad or orange man bad. I got a job and I started working, and I paid down my student loan.
Give it up for Candace! Woo!
We just have to stop handing out people excuses. This idea of like this is the victim mentality. It's like, what are we going to do about this victim? Tell them how to be a victor. That's what we're going to do. This is America.
And every single policy that Candace and I fight for is how do we get more opportunity to more people, whether it be school choice, whether it be entrepreneurship, opportunity zones, getting people off of government welfare. So you ask, what about people with no money? We have tried to help people through government.
3 things you need to get out of poverty. It's get a job, graduate high school, and don't have kids before you get married. And that's it.
then you get out of the middle. You get out of the lower class.
Would you like to trade in your shirt for a socialism sucks shirt, or what do you think?
That was actually a good joke.
I'm good, thanks.